Hey guys, Tony here, and I'm going to share something I'm really excited about, which is the Zidu UHD 8000 media player. I'd like to thank Zidu for sending this in to me for the video, and I will have links down below to where you can buy one. If you're like me and you love having the best possible home theater experience, you'll want to see what this beast can do. Before we dive in, if you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more home theater content as I push towards my goal of 50,000 subscribers. Thanks to all of my YouTube and Patreon members, your support means a lot to me, but let's jump in and see what the Zidu UHD 8000 is all about. Before we get into the specifics of the UHD 8000, I want to mention that I'm coming from the Z1000 Pro, which has been an incredible player for me. As a big fan of Zidu, I wanted to see what has changed in the new lineup of players. Right off the bat, I will say that the interface is much sharper, cleaner, and scrolling is much faster, which gives an overall much improved and enjoyable experience. So the UHD 8000 is a high-end media player designed for those of you that want the best in video and audio performance that you want to get from a UHD disc, but with the convenience of streaming and having a big library at your fingertips. It supports a wide range of formats including 4K UHD, HDR, Dolby Vision, and high-resolution audio like Dolby Atmos and DTS:X. Essentially, what the Zidu Media Player does is take a movie that you rip from your physical media and store it onto a NAS or onto a hard drive and play it with the same fidelity as your Blu-ray player, and dare I say probably even better, but also with the convenience of scrolling around your library. You might be wondering why you need this in your home theater setup, especially when you have a Blu-ray player or an Apple TV with Netflix. First, if you have a large collection of digital media, having a highly capable player like the UHD 8000 allows you to easily access and play back your collection and browse the library so that you can find what you want to watch quickly and easily. It supports a variety of file formats, so you can rip your media as full ISOs or MKVs and it will play them back without issue. If you rip the discs with the menus, it will also play it back as if it's on a Blu-ray player, which is also really nice. The Zidu range of players are also not cloud dependent, so you don't need a login to use them. It just loads up and your media shows up and presents it to you in a way that is really nice. I'm a real sucker for movie poster walls, and I love the ability to change up the posters and the backgrounds, which is as simple as holding down the middle button on the remote. The UHD 8000 also includes Dolby Vision and HDR10+ support, which means that you can get the best picture quality possible, or as close to the director's vision as you can from the limitations of your setup. If you're serious about your home theater experience, having something like the UHD 8000 is a game changer. Let's dive into the specs. The Zidu UHD 8000 is equipped with a new generation Amlogic S928X-K, which is a 64-bit pentacore processor. It supports 4K UHD at 60Hz, HDR10+, and Dolby Vision, so you're covered no matter what kind of content you're watching. Plus, it's future-proofed with the HDMI 2.1 supporting 8K at 60Hz. My MP5 is a native 4K, so I can't demonstrate the 8K, but it's there if you need it. For audio, it supports all of the major formats including DTS:X and Dolby Atmos, and of course high resolution audio up to 192 kHz. The dual HDMI outputs are a nice touch, allowing you to send the video directly to your display and audio to your receiver or sound system without any loss in quality. Storage wise, the UHD 8000 comes with 8GB DDR4 RAM and 64GB of eMMC storage. It features dual SATA ports for hard drives supporting up to 16 TB each, and there's also USB 3 ports for connecting external drives. This means that you can have your entire media library at your fingertips with plenty of room to grow. The UHD 8000 also comes with a backlit Bluetooth remote, and I love that you can program the colored buttons with shortcuts and that it also translates across to my Harmony remote, as I prefer to use that instead. Setting up the Zidu UHD 8000 was pretty easy. After removing my old Zapedi, I installed it into my rack. Yes, it does come with rack ears, which is really cool. I used all of the same connectors as my Z1000 Pro, connecting it to my HD Fury VR room, which then connects into my Mad VR home theater PC, and then that connects into my JVC and P5 projector. The Mad VR handles the tone mapping, which I have set to do things like HDR to SDR conversion, which allows me to run my projector in SDR with low lamp mode, but I still have an HDR image. The interface is really intuitive and easy to navigate, simplifying the setup process. You can connect it to your Wi-Fi or Ethernet and then simply add your library. It supports SMB and NFS shares. I use NFS as it's the quickest and easiest way to get access to my library without having to punch in passwords. Once it's connected, it goes through and matches all of your media pretty quickly. I think it only took about 30 minutes to match my small library, which is only around 800 titles. It will also merge your movies into collections, so that if you have box sets like I do, it will collapse them into a single thumbnail, and then you can adjust the thumbnails of each movie as you like, and you can scroll between them using the new Home Theater 5 app, which is seriously slick and responsive, and so far, I have really enjoyed using it after customizing my preferred layouts. I like to have my newest editions at the top, followed by what I'm currently watching, so that I can go back to it pretty quickly, but I also have my favorites and suggestions on as well. I also like the search method. You can press the arrow keys to choose your characters, which makes a lot of sense when you're searching, and it makes it much faster. The UHD 8000 supports auto frame rate and resolution switching, which means that your content will play back in the way that it was intended. So you do get the cinematic playback for movies, but the fast refresh rate for menus. I'll quickly mention that I did a video on the HD Fury VR Room and how I use it in my setup to give you the best possible quality playback and performance, and I will have a video coming very soon on my home theater PC Mad VR, which I will showcase during my room rebuild series. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss that video. In the settings, you can make adjustments to HDR and SDR to suit your taste, although for me, I manage everything through the Mad VR, but you can calibrate the player as well if you have a sensor. You can also set the desired frame rate and color space for each of the display modes, and the interface is pretty unchanged from the previous models. You can also have kiosk mode, which allows you to do preset movies with timestamps to run through demos for your friends. First impressions, I was really impressed. I'm very experienced with Zidu, as you will see from the amount of videos that I've made about them over the last couple of years, but I instantly noticed how much sharper the fonts were and how clean and smooth the scrolling was. And I think that this new UI has been redone to cater to the 8K resolution, which has made all the difference in this new model. I noticed as well that the posters were sharper and more vivid, and although my Mad VR setup is quite new, I was still using it before with my Z1000 Pro, and I can tell you, in my opinion, the picture quality in the menus is 100% better than before. Another impressive feature of the Zidu UHD 8000 is its matching engine. I can't be certain that it is improved from the previous models, but I only had 2 to 3 unknown matches in my library, whereas I had recently done this with my Z9X Pro, and I had over 40 that needed to be fixed. Another cool feature is one that I use, and that is the tracked integration. Tracked allows you to keep track of what you're watching, and it syncs it across different devices. And as I'm a paid member, it also allows a few other helpful features as well. So I will have a link down below to Track, so you can check that out if you're interested, although you don't need to be a paid member to take advantage of these features. You might be wondering why you need to do this, and for me, if I jump over to another Zidu, or even go to my Apple TV with Infuse or Plex, as they both have tracked integrations, it seamlessly synchronizes with them, so that you can go from your home theater to your iPad and on a different player, and it knows where you're up to. That is pretty cool if you ask me. Let's go through the interface. You can customize almost every aspect of the experience with different size movie posters, backgrounds, as well as change the options in the menus to show various attributes such as ratings and the movie format. There is a lot of granular control with the layout, so you can tweak everything to get it how you like for your personal taste. I especially like the small thumbnail mode with the titles turned off. It gives several rows of movies and looks great on the big screen. You can really tell the difference a powerful processor makes in this situation. Moving around the menus is really punchy and smooth. You can also save your custom thumbnails to a network location, and if you export your backup to another Zidu, it will pick up the library matching as well and share those thumbnails as well for a seamless experience. For now, I have them saved to the SSD on the UHD 8000, which makes the thumbnails load really quickly. When it comes to library management, you don't have to manually update them with the remote. You can use your computer via a web page to go in and change all of the posters, backgrounds, and even fix up incorrect matches. But of course, you still can do it from your home theater if you wanted to. I love how it looks when you thumb through and decide on a movie. The big poster and the background, it really is suited to a home theater screen, and if you pause long enough, it starts playing a trailer for the movie. Of course, you can turn that off if you like as well, but it is a pretty cool touch. You can go through and check out the stars of the movie Even open up a profile and view the pictures of other movies in your collection that they've starred in, and then you can jump across to that movie in an instant. It's the best of both worlds here, the convenience of streaming and being able to pick a movie on the fly, but with the highest possible quality that you can get from a disc. So this is the first Zidu model that I think is worth upgrading to from a previous model, and it's not just for the new user interface and the home theater app. The new board future-proofs your investment with 8K support, but it also gives you better hardware overall for increased performance. I think that this is the most polished Zidu product to date. Having seen the old, really cheesy looking interfaces from the older models to this classy home screen, it just gives a really nice extra touch of polish to the experience. The UHD 8000 does have some upgraded audio components, and I really should mention that you can listen to your music apps like Tidal on this, although I'm not reviewing that side of things as I have zero interest in music. It's there and it is a really nice piece of kit to have for dual purpose setups of music and movies. Overall, I highly recommend the Zidu UHD 8000 media player. It's a powerhouse that delivers top-notch video and audio quality, making it a perfect addition to any high-end home theater setup. Whether you're a movie buff, an audiophile, or just someone that wants the best possible media experience, the UHD 8000 has got you covered. Check the links in the description for pricing and availability in your region. I have links for my international viewers to buy through my friend Amir from Summit Hi-Fi, and for my Australian viewers you can also check out Mick from Sydney Hi-Fi Mona Vale. A big thank you to Zidu for sending this unit to me for review. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more home theater content. But that's it for this one. You'll catch me in the next one. Bye for now.